Dear friends and family members, wherever you may be on this very unusual yet meaningful gathering. So on behalf of the Pastoral Ministries Committee, I welcome you to our Day of Remembrance. It's my high privilege to do so. My name is Jeff Good, and I have the privilege of being a volunteer chaplain at Maple Grove. But I want to thank Sarah and the Pastoral Ministries Committee for the invitation to be a part of this very special time. It's a high privilege. I greatly appreciate it. We're gathering virtually, but in real spirit, to give thanks for, remember, and honor those that have passed away this past year. And it makes great sense that we do so because they are so very precious. The Cambridge Dictionary defines precious as having great value, being rare. And indeed, everyone that we celebrate and remember today is indeed rare, one of a kind, and of great high value. The Hebrew psalmist says this: God is our refuge and strength, therefore why should I fear? I know on behalf of the Pastoral Ministries Committee, we hope that you experience comfort, grace, peace, and strength, and courage for having been gathered with us today. For the days and months ahead, may you know that.
A reading called A Scots Farewell. When I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no tears in a gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul set free? Miss me a little, and not for long, and not with your head bowed low. Remember the love that we once shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey we all must take, and each must go alone. It's all part of the master plan, a step on the road to home. When you are lonely and sick of heart, go to the friend we know, and bury your sorrows in doing good deeds. Miss me, but let me go.
We will now light 5 candles in memory of and in honor of our friends that have moved on. We light these candles for symbolic and ceremonial reasons. For centuries and in many cultures, the flame has always represented life and eternity. So let these lighted candles remind us that our loved ones' memories will live and burn like a flame in our hearts, minds, and souls for all eternity. We light one for our grief, our courage, our memories, our love, and our hope. The first candle represents grief. The pain of losing our loved ones is intense. It reminds us of the depth of our love for them. The second candle represents our courage to confront our sorrow, to comfort each other, and to change our lives. The third candle is in their memory. The times we laughed, the times we cried, the times we were angry with each other, the silly things they did, and the caring and joy they gave to us. The fourth candle is the light of love. We cherish the special place in our hearts that will always be reserved for them. We thank them for the gift of their living brought to us. And the fifth candle is a light of hope. It reminds us of the love and the memories of them that are ours forever. May the glow of the flame be our source of hopefulness now and forever.
Following is a responsive reading. When I read one line of the verse, I invite everybody, both here and in virtual land, to respond, "We remember them." In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we remember them. In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. In the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. In the blueness of the sky and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joys we yearn to share, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them.
The tide. The tide recedes, but leaves behind bright seashells on the sand. The sun goes down, but gentle warmth still lingers on the land. The music fades, but it still echoes on in sweet refrains. For every joy that passes, something beautiful remains.
In a few minutes, Faith Edwards and I will call the names of loved ones and friends who passed this past year. Occasionally, we have friends who ask for privacy and ask to not be included in ceremonies, and we like to respect their wishes. Let's just have a moment of silence to remember friends and family that we may not get to honor today, but were important to us in our community. When I call the name of our loved one, a member from the pastoral committee will place a rose in a vase in honor of them. At the end of our day of remembrance, we will have 3 beautiful bouquets to place in each clubhouse. Eleanor Anderson. Jerry Anderson. Lee Engel. Ann Alt. Henry Bailey. Florence Barnes. Mary Ann Bada. Donald Bowers. Evelyn Bradshaw. Roberta Broden. Charlene Calder. Nancy Ray Case. Hiram Chambliss Jr. Mitsuku Shiridi. Bruce Clemens. Kathleen Colton. Carolyn Coyne. Dorothy Crabtree. Carlton Cronin. Arthur Dahmer, Andrew Decker, Louis Delicio, Vince DeLuca, Martha Deshmurtsing, Charles Duff, Mary Dusacco, Henry Earp, Linda Ferraro, Sally Fish, Frederick Fleming, Lucretia Fulmer, Jerry Gard Jr., Bernard Guild, Alice Gillum, Anne Greeby, John Gronmeyer, Trudy Hagen, Henry Hay, Carol Heinberg, Carl Hemmer, Don Henderson, Alice Hobart, Ruth Hoffman, Geraldine Holmes, Frank Hong, Denny Hilton, Richard James, Edward Jordan, John Judge, Forrest Kelly,
Mary Lou Clem, Wilbur Clem Sr., Victoria Kubaki, Anne Lehman, Betty Anna Lewick, Eileen Manning, Barbara McCardle, Robert McIntosh, Luz Meloy, Edward Mehich, Jane Moreland, Betty Morrison, Diane Murtha, Kathleen Odom, Nancy Oliphant, Jane Packard, James Pates, Mariel Peak, Maria Peters, Connie Philon, Malcolm Preston, Robert Ponchko, John Quaid, Robbie Joe Quinter, Howard Reblitz, Douglas Richardson, Shirley Ritchie, Sheila Rothstein, Helen Royer, Francis Schwebius, Thornton Soup Saperstein, Mary Sharp, Elizabeth Shawley, Eben Smith, David Smith, Ernest Solar, Leo St. Jean, Robert and Patricia Squire, Malcolm Stringer, Frederick Suchwich, Edith Symes, Annette Tenzer, Erwin Tenzer, Ruth Tolnod, Edward Thomas, William Toker, Gerald Trainer, Ann Walker, Sheila Lauren, Loretta Warwick, Isabel Werber,
words in the short passage I'm going to read are included in some measure in the graveside portion of most Jewish funeral services. It is at that point in the service, the reading of the memorial prayer, that we invoke the presence of God and ask God to bring eternal peace, comfort, and shelter to our loved ones. I hope you'll find, as I have, that the spirit of these words make them most appropriate for inclusion in today's ceremony. Our loved ones live in our broken hearts, and at times that brings some measure of healing. Their acts of kindness and generosity are the inheritance they left behind. We feel their absence, but the beauty of their lives abides among us. As it is said, the name of one who has died shall not disappear. Our loved ones' names and their memories will endure among us. May all our Ashby Ponds family and friends who have passed rest in peace, and may their memories be a blessing forever.
As you know full well, as we know full well, these are extraordinary times. These are extraordinary times even to grieve. We know this full well in our own family. On March 21, my father-in-law, my wife's father, passed away. That was the morning that Loudon Hospital shut down. We weren't able to have his service until this past September 5th. Many of you understand what I'm speaking about, some of the extraordinary challenges that we have to grieve together. And so I know this full well, and I encourage you as a pastor and a chaplain and as one who knows grief, please don't stay isolated. These days, it's often very easy, sometimes too easy, to stay isolated. But I know I speak on behalf of the staff here at Ashby Ponds and Maple Grove. Please don't stay isolated. Stay connected as much as you possibly can. The wonderful staff here at Ashby Ponds and Maple Grove stands by, ready to do this, ready to help. No question. And I know this full well. My own parents, Amos and Joe Good, have lived in Bluebird 317 for over 7 years now, and they know the care and the love of this wonderful staff. So they stand ready. Please take advantage of that. Don't stay isolated. I'd like to read 3 short verses and scriptures that have meant a great deal to us in our family over these last several months, and I hope they mean a great deal to you. The first is from the Hebrew scriptures. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures, and he leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, and even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, and you anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And then from the Christian scriptures, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And then a beautiful Gaelic blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you for joining us for this very unusual and yet meaningful time of remembrance. May we go in peace.
A butterfly lights beside us, like a sunbeam. And for a brief moment, its glory and beauty belong in our world. But then it flies again, And though we wish it could have stayed, we feel lucky to have seen it.